really. I have
So,
no
right.
chance. And so I think that's the big thing that Westbrook opens
Rotation
up
will be
here.
so key because the
Yeah,
other catch is it's not even just getting your starters because that's really what that team. This team currently is built for the playoff run, right? Like, I mean, I think that's what we could see. That's clearly what they're
sure,
built for.
sure,
The problem is there's 82 games before the playoffs, and this
exactly.
team is really not built for
No,
82 games. See Anthony
no,
Davis, see LeBron, and
exactly.
especially Anthony Davis. So you're now talking about wearing LeBron out for 82 games. LeBron could probably play 72 games this season, 75 games maybe. If that's the case, what is left of him but come playoff time when you really need to lean on him? That's when your rotations get cut down to 7, 8 players instead of 10.
Sure.
That type. So it's during this time that the young guys are supposed to be kind of carrying the bench is just as important as the starters. Playoff time,
Yep.
no. Starters count one, maybe two people off the bench, and then that's it. Uh, as far as affecting the game, you may go 8 deep, but you're not going 10.
No, no.
So if you have that, I'm not sure that this team, as constructed, even with Russ coming off the bench, would be able to get through the 82 games. And I don't believe it'll be because of Russ. I think it'll simply
No,
be because
no.
they don't have
Again,
the horses
it's
in
because
that
of
front starter
AD and
unit.
James, and
Hmm.
again because they're woefully lacking in front court depth,
Sure.
which is another issue for them. They're decently
So
set on the backcourt, but that's why we need to kind of figure out other scenarios here. And this is where a lot of the chatter. This isn't new.
yeah,
This is where a lot of the
no,
chatter
this
is
is not
coming from.
new, especially if you're a Lakers fan out there.
Right.
And let us know in the chat as well.
Oh yeah.
If you're a Lakers fan, you're with, you bleed for this team, you bleed your yellow and purple. I'm sorry, purple and gold, my bad. So you bleed that. This is your team. What do you think? If you just kept this team as constructed, simply the move to moving Russ to the bench, do you think that's playoff team? Do you think that's championship team? I would lean away from that last one. But if you want to be positive, I'm a Bulls fan, so I mean, all I have is the past, man. So if you think that's a playoff team, a legitimate playoff team, not a one and done, but like maybe could make a deep run in the playoffs. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think about that as well. That's scenario one. Scenario two was sending still a trade with Indiana. They seem to be the most talked about right now. So we're going to do two different trades for scenarios 2 and 3
Right.
for that. So in this particular trade, again, just to make the money work, I'm not sure that this is a balance wise. This is the best trade, but just to make the money work, Miles Turner comes to LA. Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn head to Indiana along with a first round unprotected pick. Those would go to Indiana for Miles Turner, who is a free agent at the end of the season, et cetera. So now your lineup, you're still going to bank on Russ coming off the bench.
Correct.
This is that scenario one now with Miles Turner.
Right.
Yeah, with Miles Turner in the starting lineup, a younger player, a guy that could get you through the 82 games, that type of thing. But not necessarily a mega star by himself.
No.
Really good player.
No.
I wouldn't call him he's not, he doesn't have a lot of gravity when he gets the ball.
No. But he doesn't need to be that with the position that he's going to be there for. He's interesting. He's an interesting player. I think right now, other than Brook Lopez, he's the best 3-and-D center in the league. Having that combination of 3-point shooting and solid rim protection capabilities, which are both areas that the Los Angeles Lakers are lacking. Again, but also then adding to your front court depth, but then also being allowed to keep Westbrook coming off the bench and then still having shooters on that second team. Like you have like your Austin Reeves, you have Matt Ryan coming on as like a wing 3/4 type guy.
Right.
That can come in there and be that 3-point shooter, which again would be something that, Russ will just, eat up. And so again, this is just trying to figure out how to make something happen that when you look at what the Lakers are lacking right now, but also then being able to provide that matchup nightmare, which is Westbrook coming off the bench.
You would keep that magic part there.
And it
would seem to click everybody else over one notch off starters.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're moving AD out of center, you're moving into power forward, you're moving LeBron didn't move, but he's doing the thing offensively that you want him to do, which is handle the ball, set up the offense, run the show with the ball in his hands.
Right.
Lonnie Walker is still going to play the role he's going to play.
Yeah, he just happens to be at the 2, and then something like a
Schroeder
shooter,
name
somebody maybe at the 1.
It may be Schroeder coming off. Right. So
one kind of, but it's just that second guard really for James to
likely whoever is the best shooter that also can guard the other team's point guard is probably the route you want. It may be Schroeder.
Ideal.
It might be him.
It'd be the ideal. I think like Reeves, maybe depending.
If he can stay in front of some guards, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the trick with him. I think that because that's where I kind of like Reeves coming off the bench alongside Russ, because that's where you kind of almost just more like defense is going to be a bit hit or miss, but that's where you're just tempo pushing. You're just transition, fast moving basketball with kickouts to the 3. And
then again, as a defender, it's a lot different from I've got to go one-on-one with you and it's just me and you on an island and we're going to, I'm just going to have to guard you. That's a lot harder than I need to send you to wherever Turner is.
Exactly.
That's a lot different. Like that's a lot,
And so that fair enough.
If I know I have to push you right, well, I'm gonna stand on. You're gonna go right.
Again, it's gonna help. It's gonna help AD out because then he can.
That's what I'm saying.
He can play that role.
I'm sending you into those
Austin
two big
Reeves
guys now.
Could be in that quote unquote one position. Not necessarily have to be a solid defender. I mean, Rudy Gobert helped freaking Joe Ingles have decent defensive numbers.
Sure.
I mean,
send him into the
and Turner's not quite the rim.
Defensive.
He's a solid rim protector. He's not necessarily as
blocking.
Good of an overall paint presence to say a Rudy Gobert because he's the best in the league at it. But Turner is better on switches, and because he's a little bit smaller, younger, can maneuver, he's actually, I think, even better suited, especially with the way the Lakers are set up, to be able to help out less issues in terms of handling those kinds of switch up situations and things like that you may run into.
Actually serviceable offensively too.
Exactly.
He's not a stiff out there that he's only going to be able to get tip backs and things like that.
That's the big thing.
He can stretch the floor.
Yes.
He has learned he has added a 3-point shot to his game.
Yes.
He didn't have it when he first came in, absolutely. But he's taught himself. Is he going to shoot 40%? Probably not.
Can he teach Ben Simmons how to shoot like a decent mid-range shot? Maybe
we're not talking about that.
No.
So sick with that. Go back and look at all of our other episodes that we've talked about the Nets. You will see why I have that look on my face when I'm saying I'm done talking about that team.
I know. But you're right. He's and again, it also just kind of shows to me. I've got a soft spot for Turner because of things like that. He's demonstrated that he's willing to work, and he's frustrated as hell right now with the Pacers. But to be honest, he should be. That team's been kind of just jerking him around. So
he's been on the trade block for about 3 years.
Yeah,
and he's done nothing wrong.
No, not at all.
They just simply were going in a different direction. They were going to rebuild, and he was a little bit. he had the highest contract. That's the guy that you sent. They've already started breaking that down. They sent Sabonis last year, I believe, to
Sacramento. Yeah.
His running mate from Virginia, Wahoo, is in Boston now. It's so weird. So he's sort of like the last man standing as far as has been there for more than 3 years.
Right.
He's it. So yeah, he's a little frustrated, rightfully so. He's been a good soldier. I have no problem with him saying, I don't know why the Lakers haven't traded for me already. I'm not so sure that wasn't him still being a good soldier, and maybe their front office was like, hey man, if you want to get there, maybe if you got out in the public eye and said X, Y, or Z, we're not telling you to do it because that would be wrong.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, that is an interesting point, because up until very recently, he had been very diplomatic in terms of his answers about that kind of thing.
Just there was no.
And then all of a sudden it just flipped. Now maybe he just kind of, maybe somebody said something to him, something happened, and you know what? He's like, screw it. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know why they haven't done it.
It was the haystack that broke the camel's back. I mean, finally, But I think he's a good fit. But now my personal, and put it up in the comments what you think is the best scenario. So we've gone through 1, stay as constituted with Russ coming off the bench. 2, lose Pat Bev, and none. And I don't really think you're losing that much from the Lakers' perspective doing that. 1 pick, and you get Miles Turner. I don't even know if that would work out, like really work out. But as far as the Lakers go, I personally like that one. But we also have the third one, right?
But before we get to the third one, oddly enough, I think the second one, personally, just my thought initially is, I think the second one is a good regular season move. I think it would make your team better in the regular season. But it seems like you didn't go far enough. Like you might be special enough with Russ coming off the bench that just a weird team to play.
A hard mix up
because of that problem. It's bad matchup.
Right.
And maybe I usually don't like sending stars away. That's usually not the route in the playoffs you want to go. Like, you want to be able to come in waves with just mega star. Unless you have everybody, all 5 of your guys are exactly the same and good. Well, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to jump around on that.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you've gone. It seems like you went halfway, but you didn't just decide I think you need to either go all in or build for the future. But I don't know that one makes but let us know. Let us know in the comments below. That is, like I said, this is more of a.
There might even be other teams that even make better sense, other trades that make better sense.
And we haven't looked at that yet. We'll definitely do that. Yeah.
Pacers.
So this is
Pacers
completely
we're
focused on the Pacers because that's what's in the news right now.